Now, royal wedding fever is on full blast as fans and press from around the world descend upon London.
Plus, Meghan Markle issues a statement in the wake of news that her father will not be attending the wedding.
Chrissy Teigen and John Legend welcome baby number 2.
Plus,
you know, there are moments when they want to kill each other.
Sandra Bullock gets real about life with her kids.
I offered to use the dating app for my favorite ex-husband.
wait until you hear book club star Jane Fonda's hilarious story about setting up her favorite ex-husband on a dating app.
And the Backstreet Boys' new single has fans going wild.
Baby, don't go breaking my heart, breaking my heart.
Listen, I'm just going to say this. I like the song.
I like the song too.
It feels good.
I know.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Welcome to People Now. Good to see you. It seems like it was just yesterday that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced their engagement. We've been tracking along with these two kids, and here we are, just 2 days away from their big royal wedding.
And everyone is getting very excited. They're getting in on the celebration. Take a look at this. So Cadbury made a giant chocolate Windsor castle that weighs over 100 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
Now apparently it took 4 days to make, and it's made from 1,111 dairy milk bars.
That is something else. Well,
really
Cadbury's obviously pretty pumped for the royal wedding, over the top, in fact. But we want to know, what are you most excited for on Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's big day?
Yeah, let us know. Tweet us at People with the hashtag PeopleNow.
Yep, we'll check in with you and your answers a little later. But first, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. Meghan Markle was spotted smiling while arriving in Windsor to prepare for the royal wedding. That is just 2 days away, people. Meghan traveled together with fiance Prince Harry by car to the castle, as Meghan is currently dealing with the disappointing news that her father has to stay back in Mexico to recover from heart surgery. She's surrounding herself with loved ones. A royal source telling People, quote, she is with her mother and with her best friends and is preparing for one of the most magical days of her life. And the royal family is starting to pour into the wedding destination as well. Prince William and Kate Middleton were also seen en route to Windsor. And stay with us, because coming up, we'll take a look at how Windsor is preparing for the big day. All kinds of stuff underway right now. Well, this latest appearance comes just hours after the announcement that Meghan's dad, Thomas, after much back and forth, will not attend her wedding on Saturday. In her first solo statement issued by Kensington Palace on Thursday, Meghan thanked people for their messages of support over the last few days and confirmed, quote, sadly, my father will not be attending our wedding. I have always cared for my father and hope he can be given the space he needs to focus on his health. Now, on Wednesday, Thomas told TMZ that he successfully completed heart surgery and his doctors implanted multiple stents in his blood vessels. Just days ago, though, Thomas admitted that he was paid to stage multiple paparazzi photos of himself in various stages of wedding preparation. Meanwhile, Meghan's mother, Doria, flew into London on Wednesday and spent the afternoon with the couple. Well, now the question on all of our minds is, who will walk Meghan down the aisle on Saturday? No official word on that just yet, but a palace source tells People the decision will be made, quote, in due course, as they would say. Stick around. Later in the show, we've got new information on Meghan's friend Serena Williams, who just revealed that her own father backed out of attending her wedding just 1 hour before the ceremony. We'll talk about that in a bit, but first we move on to this. Have you ever wanted to own something of Prince's? Well, here's your chance. Julian's Auctions is featuring a collection of items from the life and career of the music icon Prince. It's being held on May 18th at the Hard Rock Cafe at Times Square in New York City. And don't worry if you can't make it into the city for the auction. You can also bid online at juliansauctions.com. Now, the auction is featuring some of the most iconic outfits that Prince has worn throughout his career on red carpets, and even some that he wore on stage. Can you imagine owning an outfit that Prince performed in?
I can't.
Well, one of the highlights of the auction on Friday is a Schecter White Cloud electric guitar commissioned by Prince in 2002. It's styled just like that same guitar that was first made known in 1984 by Prince in Purple Rain. Of course, all this will come as a pretty penny, considering in September a Prince guitar was auctioned off for a record $700,000. Plus, you won't want to miss Saturday's auction with items from other legendary artists like Britney Spears, Elvis, Tupac, and more. Wow. For more information on both auctions and the free Beatles and rock and roll memorabilia appraisals happening today, head to juliansauctions.com.
Baby, don't go breaking my heart, breaking my heart.
Woo, and it's singing it all day. Backstreet's back. All right. It's the song. I just didn't fully commit to that. Backstreet's back. All right. There it is. Was that okay, guys? No?
Great. It was really good.
It's the only way to announce to the world that Backstreet has released their first single in 5 years. Don't Go Breaking My Heart. That's the name of it. The song and music video release comes nearly a month after the boy band celebrated their 25th anniversary, and it looks like the group isn't going anywhere because they just signed with RCA Records. The new single was recorded immediately after the first leg of the band's successful 26-show Las Vegas residency, which will kick off again with an additional 21 shows in July. That goes until November. Now, I think the band proved that they still have their dancing chops. The official Backstreet Boys Twitter account showed a little behind-the-scenes action of the group getting music video ready. They still got it, people. And of course, the Backstreet Boy fandom is taking over Twitter. They're using some perfect GIFs to describe their reactions. Let's just cycle through a few of these, kind of get a feel. Yep, Jonah Hill freaking out. That's a classic, a good one. Some Minions getting excited as well. My little girls love this one. They have no idea who the Backstreet Boys are, though. And Sheldon hyperventilating. Let's look at that. There we go. Perfect reactions. Safe to say people are happy that they're back.
So exciting.
Did they ever even really go away, though?
They did. I think they did.
They had a bit, but then they've had this whole comeback.
Now
this
they're
is kind of
officially
perfect.
back.
And the
Very
music
exciting.
sounds like it fits into all the like the I don't know, One Direction, Zayn Malik.
Yeah.
It's kind of that vibe, right?
I know.
All right, more Force and Star Treks. Here we go.
Yes, we are kicking off Star Treks with some very exciting baby news, people. It is official. People has confirmed that Chrissy Teigen and John Legend can now say they're parents of two. Teigen announced that the couple welcomed their second child, a boy, late on Wednesday. And she announced it exactly where you think she would. Her Twitter account, writing, quote, "Somebody's here," with cute little baby bottle emojis. John Legend also retweeted his wife's major announcement to his Twitter page as well. Now, neither Chrissy or John have provided further details about the latest addition to their new family of four. The couple is meeting their son early, as he was expected in June. His arrival comes just a week after Chrissy tweeted she's officially over being pregnant and was ready to hold her boy. Well, I think the moral of this story is definitely ask and you shall receive. Congrats to Chrissy and John. And speaking of new arrivals, here's what John and Chrissy might be looking forward to in the near future. Watch.
Did they like each other right away when you brought her home?
Yes, it was that was all his decision. He wanted his sister, and he knew she was his sister. And but now they, there are moments when they want to kill each other. Or she more him than him her. But I like that about her. I like that she'll take a knife and cut a guy.
Whoa, that's intense. Watch out. Sandra Bullock appeared on The Ellen Show Thursday and opened up about the rather complex relationship that her kids, 8-year-old Louis and 5.5-year-old Lila, share. Now, Sandra admitted that little Lila is definitely the one to get annoyed by her big brother more than he ever will with her. But despite all of that, Sandra says their personalities complement each other well and that Louis is very protective of his little sister. Now, she shared with Ellen just how far he'd go to get her out of trouble.
They're very different, you're saying?
Very different, but in the best way, because he could use some of what she's got, and she could use some of what he has. They balance each other really sweetly, and she did something that, I won't say what it was, but I try to get it out of him because he's very honest that, what did he goes, oh, she didn't do it. Well, maybe she did this, and he kept coming up with scenarios, and then we put him to bed, and he goes, I don't feel well, I have this tickling in my stomach, and he goes, I have to tell you something. And I said, okay, what is it? He goes, I can't tell you because I just like her so much.
That is adorable. That's a great big brother. Those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, guys, stay with us. Bethenny Frankel is opening up about her on-again, off-again relationship with her boyfriend, Bo Dennis. Are they off or on right now? You can find out. Plus, Serena Williams is revealing why her father didn't walk her down the aisle on her wedding day. All right, guys, we are just days away, as we've been saying, from the royal event of the year, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's wedding, everybody.
Yeah, we are so excited for this, and it turns out we are not the only ones. I wandered the streets of New York City and found out what people really think of the royal couple, including their predictions on the dress, gifts, and more. So everyone's been speculating about Meghan Markle's wedding dress and what it's going to look like. Do you think you can give us an idea of what you think it's going to look like? Have you been thinking about this for a while?
I started thinking about this past weekend because a cousin of mine is going to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to watch as much as she can of it.
I want to see details. I want to see specificity. I'm already loving what I'm seeing here.
That's the collar.
Do you know a lot about wedding dresses?
No. Some contours around here.
Because she's got a good figure. Long sleeves, short sleeves. The suspense is killing me. Some what?
Some contours around it.
Contours around there. Yeah, I like that. Let's see these Meghan Markle wedding dress projections. 3, 2, 1. Lace on the top, plain on the bottom, long sleeves. I think that's a great prediction. So, like just a little bit of contours around the bottom, sleeveless. Look at that. Elegant.
Thank you. Do you want me to sign it so
Oh, sure, yeah.
if they need my design?
Say it looks something like this, but that's as far as I can go with it.
That's incredible. Wait, let's show one more time.
Here you go.
Whoa! Okay, that's amazing. That's the best one we've had. If you were going to the royal wedding, what gift would you give to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry?
I would go for fancy wine, just so you can share with them.
I don't know. I'm not really huge on weddings. I've never been to one, actually.
You've never been to a wedding?
I've never been to a wedding.
Probably a pet.
A pet?
Yeah.
What kind of pet?
A dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have, I'm sure they have everything they need, right?
Like a spa weekend, it's really gonna be a bit of a stressful time for them. Have a bit of a relax before.
What were your thoughts when you heard that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were dating?
When they were dating, I thought it was great because she was an American. She's not the typical cookie cutter royalty.
It was interesting
Yeah? Why so?
because she's older than him. I always feel like he was just the wild one. I like to see like wild guys get tamed.
I do like that the woman who is making the cake is originally from the U.S. And she opened up a shop, a bakery shop, and she's going to be the baker for the cake.
You're very knowledgeable about what's going on with the royals. Like, wow, you should be doing my job.
When are you getting married? I'll plan it.
Oh, no, I'm not even in a relationship. It's going to be a while. Like,
really great.
it just turns into me venting on the street.
Yeah,
about
right.
being single.
Therapy
I'm like,
session.
"Eh."
Hey, but that lady was like, needs to be a royal expert.
She knows a lot about the royals.
Yeah.
She really does. All right, let's check in on our question of the day. To celebrate being just 2 days away from the royal wedding, of course, we asked you guys, what are you most excited about for the big day?
Twitter user Diana says, I can't wait to see her dress. That's what everyone's looking
Another
forward to.
Twitter user says, what's not to look forward to? The dress and the drama.
There you go.
Well, the drama. I hope there's not a lot of drama.
I think the drama's already happened, and hopefully that day is just peaceful and nice. We're going to check back in with you a little later, but now we move on to this. We are still talking about our People in Entertainment Weekly Upfronts party. So many familiar faces, so many great shows.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, including the Real Housewives of New York City. OG housewife Bethenny Frankel has been making lots of headlines since introducing fans to her on-again, off-again beau Dennis, but don't expect her to be oversharing the details. Bethenny explained why she chooses to keep her relationship on the DL.
Been on and off in my relationship for so many years that I don't love to get too into it in the public, not because I'm hiding anything, more so because I never know exactly where it is because it's ever shifting. I have a daughter. I had a very difficult divorce. I'm not legally divorced yet. He has many kids. So I try to be as honest as I can while saying if there's something major that anyone should know, I'll be the first to let them know.
And the always hilarious Lauren Ash was also at Monday night's carpet. Now, she stars alongside America Ferrera in NBC's Superstore. So, of course, I had to ask if America's mentioned any deets about Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 3.
She has not, but I think that's a very, very exciting thing because those girls also all love each other, which is so cool. And I get a little bit jealous because sometimes she talks about like hanging out with my sisterhood friends, and I'm like, what about your Superstore
Just like a
friends?
picture of them four.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like drawing X's through them, just like, I love her too.
She's amazing. And Hollywood's cutest little actor, Jacob Tremblay, stopped by. Now, he is a huge Star Wars fan and told me he absolutely cannot wait for the franchise's latest installment.
Solo? Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I see billboards of it like all around here. It just makes me really excited.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing about Star Wars and the whole universe?
I just really like the stories. I think they're really fun and like all the different things like the spaceships and the planets are pretty cool too.
Do you have a favorite character? Like mine is BB-8.
Really? Probably Luke Skywalker.
He is so cute, and that's a really good choice. Luke
And by
Skywalker.
the way, in the party, he beat a whole group of grown men playing
He
pool.
did. He
True
did.
story.
It's a true story.
Anyway, all right, guys, let's move on to this. We already knew Serena Williams and Meghan Markle were gal pal goals, as they say, but it turns out they have more in common than we thought.
Yeah, in the third installment of her HBO docuseries, Being Serena, Serena reveals her own dad didn't walk her down the aisle either. Instead, he actually texted her an hour before her wedding to tell her he wasn't coming.
Yeah, it must have been heartbreaking. Serena got married in New Orleans on November 16th, 2017, and her dad, Richard, was in town with a suit ready to go, but he just couldn't do it.
Yeah, in the documentary, she says he texted her saying, here's a quote, "Serena, I don't want you to be mad at me, but I just can't walk you down the aisle. I'm not myself anymore. I'm just too nervous."
Serena says that she kept her cool and told her dad that she understood and that she wasn't upset.
Yeah, she says she knew her dad had faced what she calls struggles in the years leading up to that day. She says it doesn't change the fact that they're family and they just want each other to be happy.
Yeah, her strength in that moment is really impressive, and it reminds you of Meghan's statement about her dad that was released on Thursday. It said, I hope that he can be given the space that he needs to focus on his health. So that's obviously very important to her, too.
Yeah, and with just 2 days to go until Meghan and Prince Harry tie the knot, all systems are go to make sure the day goes off without a hitch.
Yep. Have you ever wondered what a royal wedding rehearsal looks like? Well, let's just say it's a little bit bigger than the ones that maybe we're used to.
Yeah, I would say that. Marching bands, carriages, horses, and rows of soldiers swept through the streets of Windsor on Thursday, practicing their route as they marched toward the castle.
Around 250 members of the armed forces will participate in the wedding procession on Saturday to reflect Harry's years of military service, so it's definitely going to be impressive.
Yeah, definitely. And after the vows, the newlyweds will take a 25-minute carriage ride around town, so they're doing what they can to make sure that it goes smoothly as possible.
That's where we're probably going to get the iconic photos of them. The bride and groom were not involved in this particular run-through, but people are already camping out on the streets of Windsor to make sure they get a good glimpse of them on Saturday.
And meanwhile, inside St. George's Chapel, the choir is working hard to rehearse for their big role in Saturday's ceremony.
They sound amazing.
They sound amazing.
The St. George's Choir has been around since the year, get ready, 1348.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Now today, it's made up of 35 singers in total, ranging from kids to adults.
Yeah, 23 of those singers are actually children who attend St. George's School, which means there will be kids as young as 9 singing on Saturday in front of a global audience of millions, so that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, no big deal. The kids do sing, though, in services 5 days a week as part of their duties to the choir, so they definitely have plenty of practice and experience.
Yeah, and People's own Simon Perry is actually in Windsor as we speak, preparing to cover the royal wedding on Saturday.
We're actually pretty jealous of him. He is
are.
staying in the best flat with amazing views of the castle where Harry and Meghan will say, I do. See for yourself.
Royal fans, we have found the most perfect place to come and stay and indulge in the history and sheer beauty of Britain. We're at Rafts Cottage on the banks of the River Thames here at Eton. Eton, of course, is where Princes William and Harry went to school, just a short walk from here. It's home away's luxury accommodation here in Windsor. At the top of the house is the Admiral's Den, the master suite, where you can even see a view of the castle from this splendid bath. And it's the perfect place to explore the area, check out the castle, and even nip into London, which is only 30 minutes away. So Windsor is certainly taking shape, ready for Saturday. There's some TV stands being erected, and right at the top there on the ramparts of the castle you can see there's one of the viewing positions for photographers and TV on the day. That looks right down onto St. George's Chapel, where Prince Harry and his wife, when she comes out, the princess, Meghan Markle, will emerge on Saturday.
I would like to introduce you to Christian Grey.
Oh, no. We started this book club to stimulate our minds.
From what I hear, this book is quite stimulating.
Erotic, romantic fiction, all of your favorite A-listers. Come on, what could be better in a movie? Book Club explores the complicated relationships of 4 older women whose lives are turned upside down after reading 50 Shades of Grey. Now, star Jane Fonda opened up about finding love at a later age and says she approves of those elusive and sometimes scary dating apps. Watch this.
I offered to use the dating app for my favorite ex-husband because I knew him so well. I figured I could find the perfect person, but he wouldn't let me do it, and I've never used it.
Those scare me anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, I've never even considered it.
Oh, but no, you wouldn't have to. But I know a lot of people who found their soulmates. Because when you get older, you don't have time. Also, who wants to go to a bar when you're older? So it's a great thing. It really is.
Nothing like setting up your favorite ex-husband. Fantastic story. And since the movie is all about exploring your inner Christian Grey, we asked the cast to give their best sex advice to the next generation. And their answers may surprise you.
You never get another chance to make up for the one you didn't do.
Keep at it.
Use those prophylactics, Just have fun. Like,
have a good time and use it a lot. Do, because, you know, really, get smart.
Don't do drugs. No.
I would say in the age of Cialis and Viagra, it's important to remember the importance of foreplay and not just pop a pill and walk through the door from work and say, honey, I'm home, ready.
And I have an issue.
She's amazing. All right, let's check in on our question of the day one last time. With only 2 days to go until the royal wedding, we have to know, what are you most excited about for the big day?
Jenny says, I can't wait to see that long lens view of her dress from above, walking down the aisle to meet her prince, and then watching his face as he gets a clear picture of her approach. A very specific wish list there for
Meanwhile, Bad Dude on Twitter says, sleeping in. Okay, we have a naysayer that's not going to be watching.
And his name was Bad Dude?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Thanks for all the answers, guys. It's great to hear from you. We'll be asking you a new question of the day tomorrow on People Now. Come back here at noon Eastern for more of that. And coming up tomorrow from Total Bellas, Nikki and Brie Bella stop by ahead of the season 3 premiere. And from the hit TLC show Trading Spaces, star Genevieve Gorder will be live in our studio. You won't want to miss that. And I really, between her and the Bellas, I'm so anxious to ask Nikki and Brie many questions about the whole Cena thing and everything going on.
Yeah, Nikki, there's a lot of headlines going on about Nikki and John Cena, so
Right.
we'll get down to the bottom of that, hopefully. Thank you guys for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from Emmanuel Shrieky. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Emmanuel Shrieky, and this is One Last Thing. So the last time I laughed so hard I cried last night at the premiere of Super Troopers 2. Not a joke, for real. Cried.
Do neither of you speak English? I do. We would like to eat your pepper.
My last girls' night was last weekend in LA. We do these like Shabbat dinners, and it was a mostly girl one. The last TV show I binge watched, yes, I recently binge watched The Looming Tower.
What I need you for is to figure out what happens next so we can stop it.
Wow, Jeff Daniels, incredible.